Hey, it's Luke.
And Elle.
Are you looking for an apartment in Polaris?
Here are our top picks for apartments in Polaris. Alright, so welcome. Today we are talking all about Polaris and specifically apartments in Polaris. And first, of course, we have to start with the point at Polaris because that is where we are right now. We are shooting in their game room, which is an awesome retro arcade style game room, just one of the many amenities that they have here. But before we get into the amenities, we're going to talk all about the apartments and their finishes. Luke, do you have anything that stands out to you about the finishes and the apartments that you really like?
Well, first of all, I think it's really cool that they have two different sets of finishes. So phase one of the property and phase two of the property have two different sets. So if you're more into the traditional white cabinets, lighter gray countertops, you would go with phase one.
Which is the granite countertops.
Yes, granite countertops. And then phase two has a little bit more of a trendy, like, I think they call it Baltic blue, navy.
Same colors, your
same
shirt,
colors, my
yeah.
shirt, blue cabinets. They have the white quartz countertops, which are very modern right now. I would say very in style. So you can kind of choose whichever suits your style a little bit better, I would say.
Yeah, and they have the 1 bedrooms and the 2 bedrooms, floor plans available in both, and studios.
Yes.
Can't forget about the studios.
Yes.
Plus, there's parking available in the parking garage.
Mm-hmm.
But you mentioned that there's one phase and then a second phase, which is awesome because the amenities are actually, you get basically double the set of amenities.
Yes. Access to both, no matter what phase you're in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about this game room, but besides the game room, what is your favorite amenity here at Point of Polaris?
I have to go with the fitness center. I know a lot of apartment communities have fitness centers, but this one can replace a gym essentially. It's huge. They have squat racks, they have machines, a lot of cardio equipment. But not only that, they also have like an outdoor CrossFit gym area, which I've never seen at any other apartment community before, which is perfect for those kind of mild days when you want to just work out outside.
Yeah.
They have like ropes you can...
We've tried it.
We've tried it. And then they also have a yoga room, which does have garage doors that can open up to the outside as well, with some bikes, any equipment you need for...
You can really feel at nature when you do your yoga in the summer, which is awesome.
Exactly.
Plus, when you're done with your workout, they actually have saunas, which are really cool. You can put the water in, get the steam room, open up your senses, especially after a good yoga session. Yeah. So they're really focused on like well-being and fitness as well as fun, with the game room. Plus they have the two pools, and both pools are heated, plus they're saltwater, which is just easier on your skin, your hair. So it's really nice, really relaxing, top-notch amenities. Yeah. I mean, we could go on and on about the amenities, but I do want to go to the location first. So Point at Polaris is located right here in Polaris. It's that community that you see right as you're getting off onto Gemini. So it has a great location, and tell me a little bit about the retail that we have right here within our community.
Yeah, I am somebody who hates driving, so being able to walk out of my apartment and just go to a restaurant or a bar is perfect for me. We have the Kitchen Social here.
My favorite restaurant.
Which is amazing.
Their biscuits, chef's kiss.
Yeah. Atlas Tavern, which we've been to multiple times. They have a Condado. Love Condado. Sweetwater. Can't forget about Sweetwater's. For anybody who loves coffee in the morning. It's better than going through drive-through.
Yes.
Just walking downstairs and getting it.
Yeah, so Point of Polaris to me is one of the most walkable communities in Polaris. I think that's not as common up here in Polaris, so it's really nice that you're able to walk, go to restaurants, go to bars, and experience different things. Plus, just in the area, they have some really nice walking paths. You can walk down to Founders Park. They have a Bark Park, which is another great amenity. So really just a walkable community, plus you're close to everything that Polaris has, the mall, close to JP Morgan Chase headquarters. Really just a great community if you want it all in life and you want to have a really fun and, healthy forward lifestyle with the gym and the different amenities that they have. So
totally agree.
So now we're moving just over the way here to Ravines at Westar. This is a 3-phase property, super nice, one of my favorite communities here in Polaris. I personally love it because it's very quiet, it's very peaceful.
It's not right there like where the point is, right off the highway,
Yes.
and all the action's a little bit removed, a little quieter, which might be nice for people who prefer that.
Yeah, so the apartments, they have 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms, 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garage, which we were just talking about. Tell me a little bit about the finishes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, pretty impressive here as well. They have the granite countertops you want. They have the stainless steel appliances. They've got that hardwood style floor. Again, like you said, I'm really impressed by just the wide variety of floor plans there are.
Right.
I think there's something for everyone. You go from that just traditional 1-bedroom to all the way to a 3-bedroom townhome with that attached garage.
Right.
Perfect for anyone's lifestyle, honestly.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the 3-bedroom townhomes are like back along the tree line, which again, like going back to that peaceful, quiet setting. Plus, one of my favorite features so it's 3 stories in most. The 3rd story has like really tall vaulted ceilings, and so it gives it a very like cathedral feeling. Just really nice apartments. My brother actually lives in one of the 3rd story with the vaulted ceilings, and I'm very jealous when I go in there and see them. Yeah.
I also like we can't forget about the exterior architecture too of the community. It has kind of that Tudor style look almost.
Very classic.
Very classic. You don't see that everywhere. It's classic on the outside, but it is modern on the inside. So it's kind of that best of both worlds.
Yeah. So their amenities. One of my favorite features is that they have not 1 but 2 pools, and both are heated as well. So super nice. You know, you're not like fighting for people.
Right.
You know,
if it's too crowded at one, I'll just go to the other.
Yeah, exactly. But tell me about some of the other amenities.
So this community is perfect if you're a dog owner. They have a dog park. They have a dog washing station, which is
super convenient.
Very convenient. And they also have so many paths around the community to take your dog on walks. It's a big community, so you're not just walking in circles, that's for sure.
Yeah, and most people don't realize that this is actually, like you said, like very walkable community, because it is kind of tucked back there. But you can actually walk over to the Fresh Time Market, the Berries Bagels.
Nice.
They have a path through the woods around the ponds. So yeah, whenever I'm over at my brother's, we're like hosting a dinner. We just walk through, get our stuff at Fresh Time, and then walk right back on over. So it's a very walkable community as well, which again is not very common in Polaris. So super great feature. Speaking of just being in Polaris, I think Ravines has a fantastic location. One of my favorite features is that it's both close to Polaris and Westerville.
Yes.
So it's about, right in between those two. I love exploring uptown Westerville.
I've actually never been. What are some of your favorite places?
Oh gosh, they have a lot. Like North High Brewing is down there. We love going to Tommy B's, which is a really nice outdoor patio. But there's so many fantastic restaurants and bars down there. It has a very like small town street feel to it.
Yeah.
So we love exploring that. But then there are so many other fantastic restaurants, right there beside Ravines at Westar if you want to get a little bit closer to home.
Right. So Ravines, best of both Polaris and Westerville.
Yes, it really is. It really is. So moving over the way to Edge at Polaris, smack dab right there in the middle, Polaris, right off of Sincus Boulevard. It's a fantastic location.
Definitely.
But before we talk about location, of course, we have to focus on the apartments first. So they have 1, 2, and 3-bedroom flat style apartments. Tell me a little bit about their finishes.
I mean, another great set of finishes. We got the stainless steel appliances. We have the hardwood style floors. But one amenity that I think is very underrated that they do have is the ceiling fans.
So underrated.
You don't see them very much anymore. So it's nice.
Especially if you go into spring when it's warming up and you want to, air out your apartment, turn on that ceiling fan, turn off the heat, turn off the AC, just let the fresh air in.
They also have a pretty neutral color scheme, so I think it goes very well with a wide variety of decorations.
Yeah, the brown cabinets, very neutral color walls, and all of that is very nice and goes with any color scheme, any design, you know, decorate it how you want. Is always the great feature of the Edge. But of course we can't forget about the amenities. I think my favorite amenity is their playground. Fantastic for adults or kids, but mainly kids. But yeah, so super nice to have right there within the community, especially because you are right there in the middle of Polaris, so you don't have to leave to take your kids to the playground. But they have other great amenities as well.
Like the pool.
Yeah.
Great for a hot summer day.
Heated saltwater pool.
Heated
Again,
saltwater.
Better on your skin.
Great for the
your
skin.
hair. All of those things.
Yeah.
They have a huge gym, tanning bed, a really big clubhouse. It's great for hosting events, which the staff at the Edge, they do really great things with their resident events. They're always like hosting parties and holidays. So they really represent all holidays as well, which is fantastic.
They also have some EV charging stations if you need to charge up your electric vehicle right there. You don't have to go find one. It's right at your community, which is very nice.
Yeah, super convenient.
So earlier you mentioned the location. I want to circle back to that. It's smack dab right in the middle of Polaris, right next to the mall, all of the retail around there. Also very, very close to JP Morgan Chase.
Major employer,
Major employer. Like we're talking a minute drive basically.
Yeah.
But great restaurants all around as well.
Yes. Oh, I have some of my favorite restaurants around there. Sushi Factory, my favorite for sushi. I spend significant amount of money and time there. But there's other great ones like K-Pot, which is hot pot.
Oh yes, I've been
there. Yep. Claudiana's Italian restaurant, which is like a local family-owned Italian restaurant. Yeah, so tons. Spire Social Brewing is right around the corner. So just some of my favorite restaurants in Polaris are right there besides the Edge of Polaris. All right, so right up the street is the View at Polaris, which honestly, very similar to the Edge.
Very similar apartment finishes. You get all the same great finishes you get at the Edge.
Right.
We forgot to mention though, great balcony, patio areas.
Yeah, and they have 1 and 2 bedroom apartment homes, which is a little different from the Edge. They have the 3. But again, same great. I would say they're a little bit more spacious, which is nice. You know, if you're looking for more space, but you know, still...
Bedrooms are big. You can fit a work from home desk in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yes.
But the amenities are also very similar as well. I love that they have a tanning bed. The pool is still the same heated salt water. Yes, that is like the thing now.
They have a large sun deck with the pool though.
Yes, we love to tan.
Love to tan.
Get the vitamin D.
Yes.
We need that in Ohio. But yeah, so great community. I think one of my favorite things about the community is the location again.
See a common theme here?
Yeah. I know JP Morgan Chase is right there, which is really nice.
The difference with this one though is I think you can actually walk to JP Morgan Chase from it. You don't even have to get in your car, which is really cool.
Yeah, save on gas.
Save on gas.
We love that.
Yes.
So just great location, great community, also great, fantastic staff. You get really good experience, the Oakwood experience at all of these communities. I would like to point that out. You know, we have our 24-hour emergency maintenance with our on-call maintenance staff, but they're there also throughout the week. So they're there ready to quickly get all of your maintenance needs fixed quickly. You also have your leasing staff that's on site, so they're there to answer your questions, handle all of your concerns. So you just have that really great renting experience across all of the properties that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So right beside the View is the Zelle at Polaris, which is actually one of the newest communities here in Polaris, just finished here in spring 2025. Really unique community.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite features?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, brand new, still got those top-notch finishes.
The paint smells new.
The paint smells new. But something that really does stand out about this community is that the community center is really like the heart of community. It is a very, very large community center. It's meant to be a place of gathering, socialization, even working. They have standing and sitting workstations that you can use.
Yeah.
So great from like work from home if you want to just pop over to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
They also have private Zoom rooms that you can take video calls
Super nice.
in. So you don't have to be distracted by any noise.
I know when I work from home, I like start to kind of go a little stir crazy, and sometimes I just need to pop over to a different place to really focus in. But I don't always want to go to coffee shops, so I have to buy coffee.
So just pop over to the clubhouse.
Yeah, and they have a coffee machine, so
do.
you have coffee right there.
Yeah.
You know, they have a fireplace in there. It's very cozy. They have the workrooms. I think it's the perfect blend of like work and play.
Yep.
Because they have other great amenities that are for play. Like their pool is massive. It's
very
obviously
big pool.
one of the biggest pools that I've seen, and it's just beautiful out there. I'm very excited to see it this summer. I'll be the first one to jump in there.
Well,
yeah, probably, honestly. And something we forgot to mention is that this community is actually just studio and 1 bedrooms. They have a few different floor plans, so you can definitely take your pick. And they have the same fantastic amenities and finishes, but it's really, again, that focus on work and play.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, get out of your apartment, enjoy what the community has to offer, and, you know, what Polaris has to offer, too.
Absolutely. It's another one of those communities that is within walking distance to JP Morgan. It has
Throw a stone and hit it. Yeah.
Seriously, you could just walk right over. It is surrounded by some walking trails as well, I believe. So
Yes.
very cool.
And a Moo Moo car wash.
And a Moo Moo car wash.
Very convenient here in Ohio. And speaking of new, just like the
Yes.
Zelle Polaris, something big is coming to
Very exciting.
Polaris, right beside Topgolf. The Galaxy at Polaris is going to launch in later 2025,
Yes.
later within the year. And this is a massive master plan community. If you drive past it right now, you can see it looks huge already, but it's
Yes.
going to be even bigger than
Even
that.
bigger in the future.
Yeah.
It's like 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Huge community.
Yeah, and it's going to have everything, retail, shopping, dining, paths, park areas. Just really well-designed community with, apartments and fantastic amenities. I'm super excited for the amphitheater.
Yes.
Hoping they bring in some, local
Fun shows or
musicians.
something.
I feel like it pays homage back to the Polaris Amphitheater that was there.
Yes.
So I think that's really fun.
They
As
also have a
well as-
rooftop lounge.
Yes.
Can't forget about that.
Yeah, so it's going to be great views of Polaris.
Yes.
Just a really high-end, fantastic community. We're very excited for it, so definitely stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Our last but not least is Polaris Place. It's the place to be. One
I
of
like that.
One of the things that I really love about this community, it's kind of similar to when we talked about Ravines at Westar, but again, it's that really quiet, peaceful setting. It's
Yes.
right there off of Gemini, but it's
A little tucked back.
yeah,
A little tucked
exactly.
back.
So
Away from, not right off the really busy street.
Yeah.
A little bit quieter.
surrounded by a little bit of trees.
A little bit of trees.
Has some walking
foliage.
paths.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see green out of your window. So that's really nice setting. Again, great
Yes.
location. The apartments themselves.
I think the main thing is, these are some spacious units.
Yeah.
They go up to around 1,400 square feet, which is perfect.
Yeah.
If you need a little bit more space.
And I know they have taller ceilings too, which
Yes.
really helps, create it even bigger.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely a definite perk if you're looking for that bigger space. They also have the same, again, great amenities that a lot of these other communities have with the pool. The clubhouse is really welcoming. Again, great space if you want to host an event or a party. You can definitely use that space to do so. You don't have to host in your apartment. You host in the
Yeah.
clubhouse.
Yeah.
Nobody has to see your dirty dishes. The coffee station and all of those great features.
Definitely.
And then one of the things that, applies to all of the communities that we've talked about is that they are in the Untitled School District, which is
Yes.
a very prestigious,
Great school
highly
system.
rated
Yep.
school system. I know a lot of my friends with kids, really want to be within that school system. So all of the communities that we've talked about are within that school system. So, definitely a great amenity, great location perk.
So which one of these Polaris apartments was your favorite? Tell us in the comments below.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. And if you want to check out all of these apartment communities that we've talked about, for any details we've missed, check the link below in the comments.